Hello, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and we're going to be finishing off this little fella, Ratshadow. That is, of course, if Ali can stop walking into things or tripping up. And right, so as you can see, we've got all the browns and the base coats on that we need. All we have to do now is highlight. So let's get cracking, shall we? First off, I'm going to be using some Screaming Skull. This is the one I like to use to highlight and make lighter versions or paler versions of the colours that we're going to be using, because unlike white, it pales it without changing the colour, and especially when using browns like we're doing today, because it's I need to get some paper towel. Won't be a second. Okay, here we are. Now we've got our Screaming Skull on the palette, and now let's go into the colours that we're going to be using for the rest of it. Now the flesh colour we used is here, and what we're going to do with this is mix just a little bit in with Screaming Skull. Just to make it that little bit paler. It was the rat skin flesh, if you remember. We're going to see if this will work, or whether it's too watery. I'm not putting any water on the bristles of the brush, just in case, because it doesn't quite a watery mix. And we don't want it too highlighted, because she's wearing a hood. So obviously she will be in shadow. Well, her face will be in shadow. That's all I'm going to do so far. Next, the the Screaming Skull will be mixed in with the black. In fact, we didn't just use black, did we? We used a mix of a couple of different colours. So I'm just going to pale it down a little bit so it's a greyish colour. There we are. And that's going to go on her hair, the little bit that you can see. Which is the bit that comes down here, which doesn't really look very hair-like now, but never mind. Now what we're doing is the cloak, and that was the Doomball brown, which I'm going to mix in again with the Screaming Skull. And I'm just going to a few little bits, a few little what you call it, a few little lines here and there along the upper areas and along the edges of the creases. Like so. I think what I might have to do is get some more of the Doombull brown into play here, because it's looking a little too pale for my liking now. See how it dries first of all. And then we can come back and make adjustments later. We just need to cover any areas that we know are going to be highlighted and hit with the light. And looking at it now, it does look as though it's drying a lot paler than it looks as it goes on. There we are. And we'll just make sure that all the upper areas are highlighted. Oh, now next, what do we need? We'll have a little bit of the colour that we used for the main part of the clothing. I'm just going to mix it into the colour that we have. Here. Make sure we can write a little line. There we are, that's it. And then we can just do a few vertical lines that match along with the design on the top that she's wearing. A couple of horizontal ones here, and need to make sure that that part is done as well. We don't have to go do every single line, it's just as long as some of them don't, it gives that appearance of highlighting. And now I want to do a slightly different colour for the leggings. I know we did the leggings and the leggings and the top the same colour, but I don't want to make them look as though they're the same colour. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of the rat skin flesh in with that colour that we've just mixed for the top. And then we'll just dab a couple of spots on here with a darker colour, or slightly darker colour, that you probably won't tell us. And now turn off the boots, gloves and belts. So that's the rhinox hide. I'm going to put that in with that mixture we've only just mixed. I'll pop a little bit of the Doombull Brown in as well. This is very watery now because it's been standing on my palette for a while. And now what we'll do is we'll just go over and do the top parts of all of these belts, bags, pouches, etc. I'm not forgetting the gloves. You're not going to see much of a difference at the moment. We'll also do the boots. I say not going to see much of a difference at the moment, but when we come back, or when we do the final highlighting, it will begin to show up. So unfortunately there's no vast amount of detail in these minis, so we're just trying to pick out what there is. Yeah. Next we're going to go back and brighten the face a little bit, just a little, not much, with a lot more of the screaming skull, with just a spot of the rat skin flesh, and oh yeah, and we can just go along the chin there, and the nose, a couple of touches on the cheekbone, that will do fine. Next, a little bit more on the cape, just to make sure that the just to make sure that the highlight is all as it should be. There we go, and we'll just a couple of quick touches here and there. And especially around the edge of the hood. We're using the edge or the side of the brush here to add these. And that is about it for this character. There's not much to do now, just need to add a little bit more of the Screaming Skull in with the colour we mixed for the highlight for the gloves and the leather areas. And we'll just go across and just add just a couple of spots here and there, just to make it look just to make it stand out, and make it look as though it has been actually highlighted, so that you can see different depth, various depths in the actual highlight. And now all that's left is the sword. So for that we're going to be using, when I can find it, Retributor armour. Not much of this, obviously, and we'll use that on the handle of the hilt of the sword, which you don't see much of, but it is there. There's the hilt of the sword. And then we'll have, for the blade, Stormhost silver. And that's just, I'll say, just for the blade. We can just bang it on just like so. And then once that is dried, we can give it a wash with null oil and it's finished. So that is basically it for Ratshadow. Hope you've enjoyed this series so far. There are more to come. We've got all the monsters and everything to do, but that's it for this fella. So until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.